Live, but it says we're live. It says we're live. Let's see. What is that? Let's see. Oh, that's doing something there. Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. All right, that sounds like a test. Hey, this is DW Low. Howdy, DW. Howdy, howdy. Bride G is on here too. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Got some fun stuff to talk about tonight. Got some fun stuff to talk about tonight. Fun stuff. Bessy, I think will be joining us. She's trying to get Max to settle down and into his sleep, and he's kind of fighting his sleep a little bit. So you know how it goes. You know how it goes. So we're gonna talk about some fun stuff tonight. Did you guys see the video that I posted earlier? I don't want to go over all of that stuff. Tell me what TV shows have you guys been watching? Oh. Okay. All right, you got to get back in bed now. Go on, get back in bed. I love you. Poor little guy. He's so tired, Mama. He's just tired. Let's see, I think go ahead and scoot my way a little bit. Come on over. Come on over. Come on over. Hey, everybody, look right there. It's a Bessy, the world's most dangerous. We're going to officially go live in a little less than one minuto. Kenneth, thank you so much for joining. Neil Morgan. Scott is on here. What is that thing? No idea what you're talking about. I don't know. Is it a group?
Could be the weird.
I'm not sure. What? What? What?
The sort of.
What? I think he was talking about something you had on your shirt there. Scott has an eye for detail. He's a very detail-oriented person. He sees a little bit of schmutz on his shirt. He's the type that'll just he jumps on it.
Lint.
Oh, bam!
It's not schmutz.
He doesn't let that sort of thing just go by. I've been watching old TV shows. Uncle Earl's classic TV channel online. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Let's check that out.
Yeah.
That'd be something good.
I was looking at that Shout TV recently. We're going to go live in a little less than 2 minutes. Shout TV has a bunch of like old Jerry Anderson shows, like Supercar, and just those old I don't know, marionettes, I think is what the official term is. A lot of people just say puppets, but yeah, pretty cool. Started watching some old Johnny Quest episode again. That's cool. Boy, I tell you what, I can't think of the last time that I watched anything on DVD. The Fireball XL, also on the Shout TV. A lot of cool stuff on there. But I don't know, those sort of subscription things, they add up after a while, and you kind of have to be cautious how many of them you put on there. Super Marionation, I believe. I think. See, I tell you what, he's a stickler for detail. That Scott. I tell you, you can't slip something past him. No sir, he'll jump right on you. I think they even have like the UFO series, or UFO, I guess is what they call it in Britain, rather than UFO. UFO. Blood Vessel. Hmm. World War II. Blood Vessel. Hey, Mortis005. Blood Vessel, that's not the one on the little island, is it? That has the witch? Which one is Blood Vessel, Mr. Lowe? Hey, look, it's 8 o'clock, and that means I'm supposed to say, hey, everybody, this is Dave here at Pulp Alley, and I am with the world's most dangerous Bessy. Bam. I feel a little parched. I need to get a drink. You guys wait here. Bessy will keep you entertained for just a little bit. We'll go just up the road here and give me a little pick me up, little tipple. Be right back.
No, sit down. Sit. Okay, children. I guess we're gonna read the Barbarian Lord.
One of my favorites. My bedtime story.
The Feeder of Ravens.
Oh, that would be fun. We could do that. I think we could just do who's up for that? Who's up for having Bessy's story time hour? Might not be a whole hour, but Bessy's story time, and just have Bessy read us a story. I'm up for that. Are you guys up for that or not? Not tonight. I'm not saying thunder. Yeah.
Ooh, abandoned
Thunder.
Nazi ship with vampires on board.
Oh, blood vessel.
That
Oh,
is
see now.
Chef Kiss.
Now it makes sense.
Why did you put that on me?
You have that schmutz. He was still Scott. He's upset about it. I could tell.
I had a hard day.
Now he's pouting. Clyde dashing. What are you kids doing up so late? Tisk tisk. Oh, get out of my yard.
Honestly, I could go
World
to
War
sleep right
II is always a win. Says Weird World War II. Hey Brian, how you doing down there? Down there in Texas. Classic Quest is epic. Oh. Yep. Johnny Quest stuff. Very cool. Thunderbolts. Local stations have been playing Thunderbolts late night here. Very cool. Thank you, Mac Daddy, for hitting that like button. We definitely appreciate that, sir. It's a great time to ask everybody. Everybody, please take a moment right now and hit that like button for us. It means a lot to us here at the old Casa Pulp Alley. So definitely appreciate your support there. So here's something I've been reading. You guys have seen this one, Barbarian Lord? This is a lot of fun. I don't know. I may try to do like a whole review about it because I think it's worth talking about a little bit. But just a real quick little something about it. Matt Smith's Barbarian Lord. Very interesting. I mean, it's got a interesting style here. The characters are very stylized, I would say, very cartoonish, not an attempt at anything realistic, but full of really cool flavor, really good writing, and it's a ball to read. Barbarian Lord. If you guys get a chance, you ought to check it out. I think it's definitely worth a read. It has a definitely kind of a Nordic, a Viking, Danes, and uh, Iceland, and that sort of feel to it. Although they use different words for all of that sort of stuff, it's cool. It definitely has kind of a saga sort of feel to it, like a Beowulf story or something. Another one that I've been reading lately in pieces is Young Hellboy. You guys seen this? This is a ball too. Young Hellboy, The Hidden Lands, which I'm fairly sure, and I just want to be honest with you. I think they stole this from our Perilous Island campaign. It smacks heavily of Perilous Island. So if you read through this and you go, hey, this sure does sound an awful lot like Perilous Island. Yeah. Well, you would not be mistaken. What do you see? What's up there? Story time with
Scott
Bessy.
said If you're going to ignore the weird thing on the table and talk movies, I watched Flux Gourmet on Amazon.
I
It's
believe
about a
I believe
sonic
that's pronounced
collective
gourmet.
making sound based art from gourmet food and is supposed to be a suspense horror movie. It is undoubtedly the worst movie ever made. So check that out if you hate yourself and refuse to accept joy and love into your heart.
Aw, that's sweet.
And if that's not the
Aw,
best recommendation,
that's a big recommendation right there from Scott.
I
Thank you so
can't
much.
I can't pass
Scott,
that
what
up.
are you working on painting these days, sir? Are you doing any painting these days? What have you been painting on? First base. What does that mean? First base. Exclamation. Story time with Bessy. We need story time with Bessy. I'm up for that. We just give her one of these books and let her start reading right now. And every once in a while we'll like show the pictures for the page too. And what's really cool is when she does the voices. She has just this knack of creating these cool characters with all the different inflections and accents. And I did not suspect that Hellboy had a Spanish accent, but yeah, I mean when she reads it,
It's
brings the character to life.
it's called flavor. Okay.
Brings the character to life. All right. Doctor Who is on first base. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Not doing that. Is that a dad joke? I think that should qualify as a dad joke. Almost has to be a dad joke because I don't think anybody else would get it. Story time with Bessie. Undoubtedly the worst movie ever made. Okay. Give the Light Brigade a go. I guess that's a movie or a TV show.
Best weird World War II comic I've read.
Oh, okay. Light Brigade. Okay. Uh, let's see what else do we have here. Painting some stuff. Going to enter Golden Demon painting contest at Adepticon. Oh my goodness! In March, gotta practice up some technique. Also banged out a ton of Western minis for Pulp Alley and others. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see. Clyde Dashing says, my agenda and taste. Okay. Okay. What else? What else? Oh, I wanted to show you some really cool stuff that I got from Things on the Basement. And
Things from the basement?
things from the basement, things in the basement,
Probably
things
not on the basement.
things on the things
I mean, I'm not sure their name, but I can almost guarantee it's not things on the
things
basement.
from the basement. Things from the basement. So they have a lot of cool stuff on their website. And it's a little bit tricky to navigate. At least it was for me because I didn't realize they had so much stuff. Um, so I bought some new stuff on their website. Let me show you what I got here. Bessie didn't know that I got some new stuff, but now she does.
You learn
Um,
something new every day.
so if you go to the Things from the Basement website, you got to click on they have the link that says store, so you got to click there, and then after you click there it comes up with several, I don't know, pictures, icons, whatever, that you want to click the one that says war game miniatures, which was not probably what I would have called it, but yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. But it says wargaming miniatures, and that's what you click on to look at their terrain. I think there are some miniatures in there as well, but it's basically click on wargaming miniatures to see their terrain. Then they're going to have a bunch more icons on there, and there's going to be one that's like master level or super god level, something like that. I could be mistaken. Terrain, and there's some really cool stuff in there, including the church that I showed you guys a couple weeks ago, that's in there. It's about $90 or so. Really cool model. The stuff that you get, I think, from the things from the basement website are not pre-painted. So I think everything that you get off of their website is going to be stuff that you're going to want to paint. So, but then there's next to the like god level or master level kits is a link that says buildings on a budget. And that's, I mean, you go into the other one too, but they you really want to do is the building on the budget. Once you go into that, then it's going to open up a whole bunch of different settings. So you're going to have like feudal Japan, and you're going to have American historicals. So they have really cool historical buildings. Basically, practically every farm uh, building and barn from the Gettysburg battlefield. So just an absolute study in that sort of thing. But as well as that, then you can go in and look at their feudal Japanese stuff, and then World War II, Russian villages, and the Russian villages link. I think there's a lot of cool buildings in there that cross over to a lot of other stuff than just Russian villages. So don't pass up some of those links to thinking, well, I don't need anything in Russia, because there's some cool stuff in
Yeah.
there. There's some really cool stuff. But I'll show you what I picked up just so you can see what I got here. So here's ladders. Um, a lot of times when I'm buying this sort of thing, what I'm really thinking about, what's it going to take me to build this? Because right, how hard is it to build a ladder? It's not that big a deal. It's really fairly easy to do a ladder, but it is somewhat time consuming. So if I can get a whole pack of ladders for $4, yeah, I think that's a pretty good deal. So that's what, when I'm making that sort of decision, I think, is it something I can make, or is it something that I'd like to have? Here's these shrines, these roadside shrines here. Give me my camera. Right there, very cool. And these pictures are really small, and I realize that it's probably too small to really see. But very cool little shrines for a roadside thing. And this one they call lanterns here. Again, just very cool little roadside pieces that you can have in just about any sort of Asian setting. Industrial workbenches, so just really big tables for a factory or something like that, sort of setting, a manufacturing area. It even has some stools on there for folks to sit on. They have lockers. These are all nice, fun little pieces that you can put into a warehouse or something like that.
Hmm.
This is a cool set here. Workshop equipment, and look at that. It's got all kinds of stuff in there. I think it's got something like a drill press and a circular saw, disc sander, ribbon saw, lathe, just all kinds of cool stuff. Fun little pieces of machinery to include in a set like that. And then this is the one that I really went over there for. This, I don't know, my lights aren't going to give you a good picture of this, is it? I'm gonna pull it out of the plastic, maybe, and try and show it to you a little bit better. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Just a storage shelter, and I thought this would be fun for a lot of different settings,
Uh-huh.
because there's just all kinds of stuff that you could use something like this for.
Yeah, for sure.
That could be a garage where you park vehicles underneath there. I'm not sure if it's big enough to put a plane in there. Maybe something like a GB or something like that. But just all kind. It could be a depot, a
Hmm.
fuel depot. Just all kinds of different stuff that you could use a building like that. So, click me back over to something else. Things from the basement. A lot of cool stuff. You can buy them directly from Things from the Basement, and that gets you the unpainted versions of those buildings. Got me their entire Japanese village with all the doodads. Wow, Mr. Dashing. Very, very cool. Very cool. Yeah. They have, yeah. I was looking at that. The samurai villa or samurai house. It's kind of split up into several pieces. Really cool looking set. Really cool looking set.
So,
What?
um, Scott said that he was on a podcast playing all the minis, episode 2 and 6, and he spent some time talking about how much fun Call Valley is.
Oh, well, thank you,
That's really
Scott.
sweet.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That was a great interview, Scott. Very cool.
And then,
What else have we got? We got something
oh,
else
he's
on it?
entering the gold
Uh
demon.
huh.
Yeah,
Uh huh. I saw that. That's really cool.
so that's
Good
all.
luck with that, man. That's going to be awesome.
Oh, look, a Marty Divine.
Oh, Mr. Divine is on here. Hello, hello, sir. Hello, hello. Oh, the storage shelter could also
Be
work
a
as
bridge.
a big bridge. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, they also, thanks for the base, that also have these really cool looking Victorian sci-fi. Some people call it steampunk flying ships also, and that's really cool. They've got like some sort of British flying ships. I think there's even a German or a Prussian one. So really cool there too.
Mhm.
Very cool. The A couple of the British ships are very much in line with what we've seen kind of previously, uh, that sort of style. But one of them's kind of different. That's right, VSF, not steampunk. Luis had a, let's see, no, that wasn't him. Oh, was it that Lewis? Somebody had an adventure recently with their mail package taking an extra bonus vacation route to get to Canada. Went down to Florida to visit the hurricane. Let's see. So we are wrapping up. I don't know if we're going to wrap up the Victorian sci-fi little mini campaign. Are you guys enjoying that one? Would you like to see us continue that a little bit? Are we ready to go ahead and move on to something else? Leave a comment.
I love the girls.
Yeah, yeah, no. So I think the next one is gonna. I don't want to spoil it
Don't
yet.
spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Don't
We
spoil
are
it.
going to play at least one more, and I'd like some feedback from y'all if you feel like this storyline has some legs to it. We want to keep rolling with it, or do we want to go ahead and after this what next game start looking at something else, fantasy, World War II, sci-fi, what it's certainly possible that we may just go back to 1930s as well, because that's really something I is near and dear to me. So Marty Devine says having fun with the VSF stuff. Oh yeah, VSF. Okay, need to resolve the scenario somehow. Can't leave us hanging. Well, we'll see. Really liking the Victorian sci-fi. Very cool. Very cool. It was really nice that Jason Moses was able to join us on Sunday. He
Mhm.
really enjoyed that as well. Getting to see his old miniatures in action. Jason Moses is the fellow that had the old Hinterland miniatures company, or the sculptor for those was Paul Hicks, which is, as far as sculptors, is up there with some of the best. Very, very prolific sculptor, and I really, really do like his work. So he had a beautiful range of figures, Jason Moses did. And I understand why he decided to close up shop, and it's kind of a tough thing in this work life balance that you have to do. In all honesty, I do this full time, and I still don't actually make a lot of money at it, mostly because of the niche that I've decided to pursue. If I really wanted to make it pan out, I'd be doing sci-fi and fantasy. That's right. That's where the real money is at in the hobby. That those are the two genres that really do well. But I happen to really enjoy pulp, so that's what I do. Um, And since I know there's not a lot of money in it, I would at least like to have a lot of fun since I can't get a lot of money out of it. Hicks is the best. Mac Daddy says, yes, indeed. I think he's definitely one of my favorites. Love his work. A lot of character, and the fact that he is still very much an old putty pusher. Right? He's still sculpting with, the stuff that you have to squish around and point, push, and pull and add to, and all that sort of stuff. So he certainly has not transitioned over to 3D sculpting, and there are some 3D sculptors out there that really do raise it to another level and make it an art form. But there are also 3D sculptors out there that they just kind of, I don't know, right? They just look like dollies or something. They just don't really, they don't really look all that great. But
We have a question on
it's
here.
fun when you can see somebody like Paul Hicks, who's a true artist. Question, let's see it. Where's the question?
With the scenario of Crossroads Showdown, be a good a one shot for some family that is a little familiar with skirmish games, but will have to learn Pulp Alley so we could play in a few
Hmm.
hours. Thoughts?
Hmm. Crossroads Showdown. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. One, you don't have any plot points. So there's very specific goals for that scenario. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to get into explaining plot points. It becomes very much just a shoot 'em up scenario, but it is about holding the center of town. So you have to get out there, which of course, if you have multiple players, whoever gets out there first is probably going to get shot to pieces. So you have that kind of dynamic in there as well. But you do eventually have to start getting characters out there. Everybody has to get characters out there in the middle. So that's a pretty fun one. Thinking about using Crossroads Showdown for a convention game. Yep. Yep. Another one that you might consider is Murder at the Gallop.
Mm-hmm.
Murder at the Gallop is another interesting scenario, which is almost the opposite of Crossroads Showdown in that there is absolutely no fighting. There's no fighting whatsoever in Murder at the Gallop. There are still perils. There are still things that can happen to your characters, but that you don't have any fighting at all, and you don't even have real movement. You move from one location to another
Mm-hmm.
location, but you don't actually have to measure movement. You don't have to worry about the fighting rules and things. Mystery at the Gallop. Maybe that's what it's called. Maybe it's Mystery at the Gallop, Murder at the Gallop. One of those two.
We know
Is it
it's at the Gallop.
something at the Gallop? Whatever you want to do at the Gallop, sir, you just go on right ahead. My opinion, Sean, any scenario is good to run it as a GM and fail in the narrative perils. I think Scott makes a really good point there in that I would probably encourage you to, if you do it, to act as a game master and kind of sit out the game and just run the game for them.
Mm-hmm.
I do that when we have the kids over
Yeah.
and we do a family game. I don't actually play. I just kind of stand back and tell everybody what to do.
Well, yeah, you guide
Sort of.
them, and then
Yeah.
you kind of give them some story and
Yeah.
some,
Yeah.
you know.
But yeah, Trail of Clues would be a good one. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of stuff out there that would work. Pulp Alley really is a pretty friendly game when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
new players, I think. Yeah. All right, brothers. What else do we have? Anything else to go over right now? So definitely Victorian Sci-Fi this weekend on Sunday. Um, and then I think we're going to do one more game without a guest. And then I hope that after this weekend, we're going to start trying to get people signed up to play in the Sunday games again. So I hope you guys are excited about that. We've had a long break as we try to get our live issues ironed out, And if we can successfully get through another game this Sunday without having the wheels come off, maybe we'll start inviting guests again.
Are you going to talk about that island? Or we just sort of
Nope.
sit there. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with us, kids.
All right, is that it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Thank you guys so much for playing with us tonight. We will see you soon. Dun 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 dun. End stream. Ding.